Hey friends of the channel, today is Sunday, July 2nd, and I have more MLB picks for you today, as well as I'm always trying to turn $2 into $32,000, so make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for free MLB best bets each and every day, and while you're at it, smash that like button if you would like a winner today. I know I would, so without further ado, let's dive into Sunday Night Baseball and the matchup between the San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets. And honestly, at the beginning of the season, if you told me that the San Francisco Giants would be in a much better position to make the playoffs right now than the New York Mets, I would have told you, you are crazy. But here we are in July with the Giants in the last wild card spot in the National League and the Mets 9 games back of them. San Francisco tonight, they're going to try to take this series from New York after losing 4-1 last night. Ross Stripling will be the starting pitcher today, who has a rough 2023 start under his belt. He's 0-2 with a 6.88 ERA and a 1.56 whip. But ironically, he's actually a better pitcher on the road, but honestly, that's just kind of all relative because his home ERA is nearing 9. Now, Stripling is a bullpen guy by trade, but the Giants, like most MLB teams, are using him as a spot starter. He's going to face a mediocre Mets offense today, and honestly, I don't really hate Stripling in this spot today, especially with a great bullpen behind him. Giants bullpen, 3.65 ERA out of the pen, and strikes out the most hitters in the majors out of any other bullpen in the league. However, the Mets, although they do not do much, and they haven't been putting up runs as of late, they do one thing great, and you guessed it, they don't strike out. Now, speaking of those Mets, they will have David Peterson on the mound tonight, who is 2-6 on the season with an ERA of 7 and a 1.69 whip. But like Stripling, Peterson has some crazy splits, but his are in favor of him at home. Where he has a 7 ERA on the road, it dips down to 3.24 at home. And to that point, he's coming off a great start at home versus the Brewers, where he went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits and no earned runs. Now, he is a heavy ground ball pitcher, almost 2-to-1 ground balls to flyouts, and if he can keep the ball on the ground tonight and go another 6+ innings, there's a good chance he exits this game with a lead. But he might have to sit in the dugout and be a little bit nervy after that because he's going to turn to a Mets bullpen that has had its struggles, a 4.24 ERA, and they've given up the second most home runs by a bullpen this season. So, who's going to win this rubber match tonight on Sunday Night Baseball? Well, honestly, I think that Peterson is going to have a great outing, and the Mets will have a lead going into the late innings. The question is, can we trust the Mets bullpen to get it done tonight? That I'm not sure of, but I know one thing. These Mets have their backs against the wall, and if they cannot win some of these games before the All-Star break and go on a little streak here, their season is going to be over. I think heart wins tonight, and these Mets players showed it last night in their win over the Giants. I think it carries into a nationally televised Sunday Night Baseball game tonight, and I am going to take, for that reason, the New York Mets on the money line over the San Francisco Giants. Now that takes me to my streak bet where I'm trying to turn $2 into $32,000. Will I do it? No. Will I get to day 2? Doesn't look like it. Yesterday, Pete Alonso failed to get any total bases. He was hit by a pitch. He had a walk. He only had one real plate appearance, and he went 0-4. So we sit here on day number 1 again. 14 days, 14 MLB prop bets, 1 goal, $32,000. Today, I'm going with Jose Altuve over 1.5 total bases. I can't see how this doesn't hit. Altuve is on fire as of late, with the exception of yesterday versus Eovaldi. Now, he's had 7 hits in his last 5 games, and that includes 3 extra base hits. But today is all about facing Heaney. In 10 careers games, he has a hit in 8 of them, but he also, in those 10 games, has 11 hits in total, and half of those were extra base hits. I don't see how this doesn't hit. Take Altuve over 1.5 total bases, and hopefully, for God's sake, we can get to day number 2. But if you want to join us on this challenge, feel free to do so. I'd love for both of us to hit $32,000 together. In the meantime, sit back, relax, enjoy a lot of 4th of July parties going on today. Enjoy family, friends, and your time off of work. I will see you tomorrow with another best bet and hopefully another win.